I'm Peggy Delaney. I'm a professor of ocean sciences at the University of California, Santa Cruz. Right now, I'm sailing on a 2-month expedition to the equatorial Pacific on the JOIDES Resolution, a scientific drilling vessel. I'm sailing as an inorganic geochemist. I'm one member of about a 25-person scientific party, and we're supported by another 25 people or so in the technical staff. This expedition is one of 2 dedicated to understanding the history of the equatorial Pacific over the last 50 million years. We're targeting specific sites to find the time interval of sediments when they were at the equator when they were deposited. We're using the tricks of plate motion through time and the history of the equatorial Pacific to target specific time intervals in a series of sites. It's both an honor and a responsibility to end up being chosen for a scientific drilling expedition. I applied to this expedition through my national organization for scientific drilling, and I had to be selected by them, and I had to be selected by the chief scientists. Some of the challenges of working at sea are the same things as the great parts. You're working with the same people around the clock, day after day, no weekends, no holidays. The part I love, but the part I also find really challenging, is that something is either on the ship or it's not. If it's not here, we can either make a replacement, work around it, or do without it till the end of the expedition. And so sometimes you don't have something really critical you think you need, and you need to spend some time figuring out how to do without it. One of the other reasons I'm really excited to be here is the JOIDES Resolution has recently undergone an extensive modernization. The forward 40% of the ship was taken almost all the way down to the hull, and all of the structures that I'm standing in now, the lab, the quarters where we live, the mess hall where we eat, all of our spaces for off-hours relaxation have all been built anew. There's new science equipment, the drilling equipment has all been renovated and upgraded. And so essentially we're taking a ship whose capabilities we knew well for a couple decades, and it's had a real modernization to a modern living and working environment that benefits the scientific collaboration and really helps with the difficulties of being at sea for a 2-month interval at a time. What I like about life on the ship is that we all get to focus on a single project with complexities from day to day and with a wide variety of people, each bringing their expertise to the project. There's people from all different countries and all different backgrounds working to make this project work. We never quite know what any given day is going to bring. Let me introduce you to some of my scientific colleagues. Dr. Helen Evans is the logging scientist from Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory, and she's here in the Chem lab weighing some sediment samples to calibrate some of the instruments they use. Dr. Ken Sawada from Hokkaido University is the organic geochemist on this expedition, and he's using the coulometer to measure the chemical composition of the sediments that we're finding. We'd all like to say a big hello to the NSTA.